For our winter project, we're going to do a night sky with a tree silhouette. So if you remember our fall tree silhouette, it's very similar to that. We're just using a different color scheme, and we're using all oil pastels for this picture. So I'm going to start with my white, and I'm going to add kind of a line going across. It can be a little bit wavy. It doesn't have to be straight. And I'm going to color in underneath that to be the ground. And my paper, if just like a crayon, if you have used so much of your oil pastel is to the paper, you can always peel that off. Then what I'm going to do is do my moon. So right now my moon is in the middle of this picture. I'm going to do it a little off center just so it's a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my circle. It's going to be a full moon, and then I'm going to color this in solid. So this one, it is colored in, but you can still see some of the black in it, and I'm going to color this in a lot harder so there's not as much black showing through. Now that's okay if there's still some, but I want less than what I did for my snow, just so you kind of have a difference there. Then what I'm going to do is take this white and I'm going to just add some circles kind of going around to kind of mimic how that kind of moon beam ray, however you want to talk about it, is coming through the sky. And I'm going to use purple and blue. I'm going to use some pink, and I'm going to keep that white out. So I'm going to come through and just start coloring this in. And this time I'm not pressing as hard as I did for the moon, but I'm coloring in the direction of those curves to kind of mimic those. I'm going to come in with a little bit of white. Then I'm going to take my paper towel, I'm going to wrap it around my finger and just start blending. And when I'm blending, I'm going in that curve to follow this along. Because if I go straight across, it doesn't look as good. You want to follow the curve of how you colored to help emphasize that. And what we're trying to do, we're not trying to fill up all the black. What I'm trying to do is just kind of soften this and smudge it so it's not as harsh. Now if I want some of my colors to show through more, I can just come back over and layer some more. So I'm going to do some more purple. And do some more blue. A little bit more pink around the moon. Oops. Okay, now I want to come back in with my white. I'm going to go over my moon here to make it a little bit darker. And I'm going to add a little bit more white here. And then again, I'm going to just smudge out the white. And that's good enough for now. Now what I want to grab is my black, and I've used quite a bit of this, so again I'm going to peel that wrapper. And I want to do my tree. So since it's a winter tree, you have no leaves on it, you just see the branches. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the trunk of my tree. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And it gets wider as it comes down to the bottom. And then I'm going to put my first branch. So I'm just going to put a line. And this one I'm going to come out this way. Maybe have one kind of branching off there. And then we're going to have one coming there. And maybe another one branching off there. So right now it's just random lines, but I'm going to go ahead and start connecting these. And as a branch comes closer to the trunk, it gets wider, and as it gets farther away, it gets skinnier. I can start coloring those in then. Once I kind of have the general shape of my big branches and everything colored in, then that's when I start coming through and adding in like the smaller tiny little sticks. Okay, so that's kind of how I want to have it start. Make this trunk a little bit wider. And then I'm going to start adding the sticks. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. You could keep adding sticks and branches all over. I'm gonna make this one a little bit thicker here. Okay, now I want to have it look like it's snowed on the tree. So I'm gonna take my white again and add a little bit of white on the top branch, or like the top edge of the branch. So I don't want to do the bottom because the snow wouldn't stick to the bottom of the branch. It would stick to the top of the branch. And you don't need to do all of them, but I want to do a handful of these branches here. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the edge of my tree, like that. And then we can make it look like it's still snowing by adding little dots. So I take my oil pastel, I go straight down and twist. So instead of just pounding it down, I push and twist, and it gives you a nice little dot, and it's not as loud and annoying. And that's it. You could color this in a little bit more if you wanted to. And there's our tree silhouette. I hope you guys have fun making this. I can't wait to see all the cool creations that you do. So please share them with me on Seesaw or Sonia, and have fun. Bye, guys.